Okay, let's just dive right in because today's explainer is an absolute thrill ride. We are breaking down the anatomy of a psychological horror trap using a really chilling suspense story called The Girl in Room 309. We're going to look at the exact mechanisms, the manipulation, and the glaring red flags that predators use to lure their prey into a perfectly executed snare. Seriously, ask yourself right now, what would you actually do if a stranger knocked on your motel door at midnight? To really understand how this trap works, we're going to put ourselves directly in the shoes of our protagonist, a traveler named Ethan. As we walk through his terrifying night, we'll systematically dissect the environmental cues, the behavioral red flags, and the psychological blind spots of a deadly midnight encounter. To start off, the story brilliantly establishes isolation and high stakes right out of the gate. Picture this. Ethan is driving down these empty, rain-hammered highways in northern Oregon, and it's dead midnight. His GPS is totally fried, he's miles from any kind of civilization, and his phone battery is sitting at a critical 2%. It is literally the perfect recipe for vulnerability. For a trap like this to work, the prey can't have an outside lifeline, and Ethan is entirely cut off. So, that brings us to part 1, the isolated motel trap. With a dead phone and a blinding storm outside, Ethan basically has no choice but to pull into this extremely sketchy, abandoned-looking place called the Graywood Motel. He walks into a lobby that just smells like wet wood, pays for room 309, and then the old motel owner casually drops this terrifying warning. Don't open the door if someone knocks after midnight. Now, to you and me, that is a massive, glowing red flag. But Ethan tragically ignores it. Why? Well, it's something called normalcy bias. It's our human tendency to completely minimize threats when we're in mundane situations like checking into a motel. The whole environment here is perfectly designed to systematically soften his psychological defenses through fear. Look at this timeline. At 11:45 p.m., Ethan checks into a room with peeling wallpaper and static on the old TV. By midnight, he starts hearing these dragging sounds and soft, creepy laughter coming from the room right above him. And then, precisely at 12:14 a.m., the trap is officially sprung. He hears a knock. When Ethan looks through the peephole, he sees a young woman named Lily, and she instantly bypasses his logic by playing the absolute perfect damsel in distress. She's in a soaked white hoodie, trembling violently, claiming her boyfriend is trying to kill her. It's a beautifully calculated manipulation of human empathy. I mean, we all want to be the hero, right? But empathy can be a really dangerous blind spot. Despite the old man's warning, Ethan's protective instincts completely override his caution, and he unlocks the door. Which leads us right into part 2, Blood in Room 407. The bait is taken. So after hearing a loud bang upstairs, curiosity completely overwhelms Ethan's fear, and he makes the crucial mistake of leaving his room. He follows a literal trail of water and fresh blood up the stairs, pushes open the door to room 407, and stumbles into an absolute nightmare. A dead man is sitting in a chair facing a buzzing TV, his throat slit. But here's the real kicker. Written in blood on the wall behind the corpse are the words, "She lies." In one horrifying instant, the entire illusion of Lily's helpless victim routine is shattered. Okay, this is where the story brilliantly ratchets up the tension and systematically strips away every last ounce of Ethan's safety. He sprints back downstairs, only to find room 309 completely empty. The bathroom door creaks open all by itself, revealing fresh blood and a hunting knife just sitting in the sink. Then his phone buzzes. It's a photo from an unknown number, a picture of him entering room 407 just seconds earlier. He realizes he's being hunted. A second text drops that says, "You should have left." And right on cue, the motel power completely dies. And now we hit part 3, the predator revealed, where the power dynamics completely flip. We are instantly plunged into the pitch black of the motel room. Ethan is no longer the protector here. He is very clearly the prey. Illuminated just by flashes of lightning outside, the illusion drops. Lily appears in the darkness, and she drops the scared act entirely, revealing this terrifying, deeply amused predator. Her hoodie is now fully stained with blood. When a horrified Ethan asks if she killed the guy upstairs, she just smiles wider and admits to it, casually saying she did it simply because he was rude. Ethan asks her what she wants, and Lily delivers this horrifyingly casual justification. She just says, "I get lonely." Then she pulls a thick stack of driver's licenses out of her pocket, and the awful truth dawns on Ethan. Different names. Different states. Her terror was 100% manufactured. The scare-girl routine was nothing but bait, and every single one of those men died simply because they tried to do the right thing.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that this wasn't some random, isolated act of madness. It was a highly organized system. The old motel owner identifies lone travelers. Lily acts as the bait, using a desperate cry for help to get inside their rooms. Once the victim is lured out, they are trapped. The owner actually chained the front doors shut. Finally, the office TV turns on by itself to reveal security footage of the previous murders. They're literally collecting trophies.
That brings us to our final act, part 4, the highway siren. Ethan runs back outside, only to see the motel owner just watching silently. Nobody is coming to help him. He grabs a fire extinguisher, smashes a window to break out of the chained lobby, and sprints to his car. But of course, the tires are slashed. It's just another calculated part of the trap. Lily casually walks up with her hunting knife, and a desperate fight breaks out in the pouring rain. Ethan somehow manages to dodge her blade, shoves her into a parked truck, and grabs the knife first. For the very first time all night, Lily actually looks nervous. And right at that moment, distant police sirens start echoing from the highway, prompting her to just vanish into the dark forest. Fast forward 3 days later, and the true, horrifying scale of this whole operation is revealed to the authorities. The Greywood Motel wasn't just a creepy roadside stop. Police discovered it was connected to a staggering 11 disappearances across 3 different states. While they managed to arrest the old man, Lily herself, she was a ghost. She completely disappeared off the grid. No real identity, no fingerprints on file. The FBI eventually gave her a chilling moniker, the highway siren. Just like the sirens of Greek myth, she lured men in who simply wanted to help, and she was never, ever found. Which leaves Ethan with some intense psychological scars, and it leaves us with one final, deeply unsettling thought. Months later, as Ethan is really trying to move on and forget that smile, his phone buzzes. It's an unknown number. Attached is a photo of him sleeping in his own apartment, clearly taken from inside his own bedroom. And below the picture is a single message: "You still open doors too easily." It really leaves you wondering, once you've been marked by a predator, is any door ever truly locked?